Hello again, everyone. This is PC Delta Link, back with our Enigmatica 2 Let's Play, Normal Mode. This is episode 26. Okay, we had ended last episode a little abruptly. We were in the middle of working toward getting these litherite crystals for constructing the void ore miner. But before we do that, there's one other quick thing we gotta make. This site where I've got this set up where we're gonna be putting this drill is pretty far away from my base. A little far to run cable there, honestly, from our induction matrix here. And you can see this is filling up quite nicely now at this point. But anyway, so we need a way to get power over there remotely. Well, Mechanism has that in the form of the quantum entangloporter. This block will teleport power, items, liquids, or gas to another quantum entangloporter. So basically, it's a way to take an item from, like, say we had one of them here, we could pipe in water to it and have the other one seen over here, and the water would come out of this one like it just teleports over to it. So it's a really nifty block, but it's a little expensive. It takes a lot of refined obsidian, these ultimate control circuits, which we have not made before, and this atomic alloy, which I don't think we've used this before. If we have, it's only been like one piece of it. And this teleportation core. Okay, so we're going to start. We need two of these. One for the sending site and one for the receiving. So we need 8 refined obsidian, and we've got 4 currently, so we're going to chuck the other 4 in here into the osmium compressor, and we'll let that do its thing. We also need this atomic alloy, which is refined or compressed obsidian with reinforced alloy. We have made reinforced alloy before, so I won't go into detail on that really. So we're going to take our 8 here and put that in there and let that do its thing. And then lastly, we need these ultimate control circuits, which is elite control circuits, and I think we have done these before. I'm pretty sure we have. So they're not too expensive. But it's just some of this atomic alloy surrounding those circuits. So we're going to take these, take our atomic alloy, and there's our 4 ultimate control circuits. And there's that. And then we still need some atomic alloy, which somehow I miscalculated on how much of that I needed. Okay. No big deal. So just toss me a compressed diamond. Go ahead and put those in there. Whoop, wrong one. Okay, then this just goes in here, and then yeah, this will just convert these into reinforced alloy. And then we just convert those right into the atomic alloy. Let's see, this didn't take too long. Okay. So we need our teleportation cores, which we've got. There they are. So lapis, diamond, and gold. Really cheap for that part. The atomic alloy is the expensive bit there. And then last but not least, there we go. There's 2 quantum entangloporters. They do not stack. But we'll get into more of what to do with those shortly. Let's throw these here for now. That's fine. Okay, we had ended last episode with needing some more floral dye, which we are using for the dye to get these litherite crystals. So I just made a lot of floral fertilizer. I'd made a lot of flowers and got it until I had enough. So you need 20 lime flowers to do it this way and 20 green flowers. So that didn't take as long as I would have thought. It took about another 10 minutes after I ended last episode. We already had the flint here. We have our diamonds. So let's go ahead and get this for litherite crystals. We need a lot of these. So, okay, first things first. We're going to need 24 of the structure frame tier 1s. So, let me get back to environmental tech here on our JEI. There we go. So yeah, we need 24 of these structure frame tier 1s. So that's why we have our iron and lapis and litherite there. But that means we need 24 of these interconnects, which this is where the recipes get a little complicated. And these void miners, they're great once you get them because it's infinite ore as long as you supply them with power. But they do have a pretty high front-end cost. The litherite crystals being one of it. But these connectors are another thing. So see, we need 4 connectors, and that comes from this, which is rather heavy on the iron, although you do get 4 per crafting. And then you need this modifier component, which is a block of iron, and this black concrete powder, and some redstone, that gets you 4 modifiers. So at least you get some multiples, but again, heavy on the iron. Now, I have done the math, and I believe I calculated how much of this stuff we need. So we're going to start with the black concrete powder. We need 7 crafting operations of this, which that's, yeah, you see, it's any black dye with some sand and gravel. So this part's actually really cheap, and you get 8 per crafting operation. So we need 56 of that. And then this is, we're going to use this to get our modifier components. So just like that. So there's 28 modifier components that we just made. And then we need all these connectors. So we are going to grab the connectors, which is 2 whole stacks of them. And then let's see, we need interconnect, which is actually... So we need, how many interconnect do we need? Is it just 24? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it's just 24. So we're just going to do this. And there's our interconnect. Okay, just keep the rest of that for now in case we need it. So let's throw this here, and there's our structure frame tier 1. So there we go. So we have the structure frame tier 1. We have 24. Now we need 20 structure panel, which, okay, so another panel. So here it is right here, structure panel. And this is kind of an interesting one. So it's iron bars, gold nuggets, and those connectors. So this is why we have extra connectors. I believe I have these down here. Oh, ah! Yeah, here they are, right here. So here we go. There's 20 structure panels. See, we have all this set up and ready to go. Try to save you all time here. And then we need 2 laser core and a clear laser lens. So laser core, and all this material is involved in this, so this is why I've kind of got this piled here. So 2 laser core, I believe it's iron in the middle. And no, I did it wrong. Okay, laser core. Ah, yes. That's what we had some more connectors for. So, yeah, 4 iron, 3 glass, and then 2 connectors. And we need 2 of these laser cores, and I can't carry it. Okay, let me throw the void satchel in here. I don't need the silk touch pickaxe. Honestly, I really need the rest for the moment. So, I have the laser cores. And a clear laser lens that we need is just 7 glass. Just like that. So, see, there we go. Now, you can dye these laser lenses from any color of the dye spectrum. And depending on what color they are, it gives a higher chance for particular ore. So we have some floral green powder here, and we are going to dye it green. So you just put it in the crafting table, and you dye it green. The reason we need that is because this gives a higher chance for litherite crystals, and we need more of these. And this drill can get it. So it's an 8% chance to get litherite with the green laser lens. Now, the reason we need more of this is I would like to make 3 drills in total. That's not going to happen this episode. This is going to have to run and take a fairly lengthy time to build all this up. But, yeah, we need more litherite crystals. And this will get them for free from the mining without having to craft these again. So, Okay, so you may think we're done, but we're not quite done yet. Because see, we have this, but we don't have the void ore miner itself. This is just the pieces of the structure to create it. So the void ore miner itself is... if I can find it... this block right here, void ore miner controller tier 1. And so this takes 2 interconnect, a laser lens, a block of diamond, 4 litherite blocks, and then a diode. So the diode is pretty cheap. It's just iron, redstone, and a piece of glass. And I've got them backwards, so do that. There you go. So there's the diode. The litherite bricks, or blocks I should say, I believe it's... Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 litherite left over, okay. Then the diode in the middle there. Ah, yes, we need an interconnect. Which we can make 2 more of these. There we go. I thought I had this calculated out perfectly. So there's our interconnect, there's the diamond, and we need 1 more laser lens. Actually, we need 2 because we're going to use the second one for something else later. So there's that, and there's our void ore miner controller tier 1. This is the actual thing that runs the machine. And we're going to take this laser lens and dye it purple with some floral dye, because we'll be using this later on to get draconium ore from the laser lens. So that needs to be purple. Okay, so now we are going to go over to where we've got this place set up for these drills. So this is kind of a surprise area. It's not finished yet, so I'm intentionally not showing you some of this. So let's see here. Oh, hang on. We don't have a teleport spot in a good spot, so I'm going to pause while I get back down to the place where it is. I don't want you all to see some of this yet, so give me just a second. Okay. We are back, and this is the cave that we're starting to dig out and hollow out for this laser drill. It's going to be centered right here. The reason we have so much room around it is these get bigger as you go up in tier. So this one's only 7 by 7, but the final size is 13 by 13, which is these torches here. This is 13 by 13. So, but it's going to be centered right here. And so I'm trying to remember... Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4... So I believe how this would work is I believe I do this. So you put down the controller just like I just did. And then you take the assembler tool and you have to have all the... Well, you don't have to have them all in your inventory, but in order to finish it, you do. And you have it in your hand and you hold right-click on the controller. Oh, you see my torches are in the way here. So it can't delete blocks, you just have to have it clear for it. And you see now it says assembled true when I mouse over it. So yes, we have our void ore miner here. And I don't know, should I put this one more to where it's in the floor? That's kind of a tough call, to be honest. You know what, we'll do that. We'll put it to where it's in the floor. We'll drop it down by 1 more. So to disassemble these, I believe you shift right-click. Or can you? Okay, yeah. So you shift right-click, and you just hold shift, and you can instantly destroy any of these blocks and let them be picked up again, just like I'm doing right now. So, okay, we want it one lower, which means I'm going to have to dig out the floor ever so slightly. Yeah, I wondered about that, so we'll put it right there. Alright, now we're done with these. Okay, now I had to dig out the floor for it, so it has room. And I can figure out later which blocks it doesn't need. I'm just doing this to clear space for it right now. So let's go ahead and... Ah, the angled pieces here. At least I'm pretty sure this is what's stopping it. Okay, let's try that one more time. Oh. Missed the side. Oh, okay, assembled true. Okay, we're good. So let me get a torch here. I get a couple torches, honestly, because we're kind of in the dark right here. Doesn't help that these blocks are black, so... Oh, and we do not want the purple laser lens in there, so... You can just mine that with your pickaxe to grab it out. And you can just take your green laser lens and just right-click it in there. So, how this works, it's going to output to this chest. So we're just going to put this diamond chest right on top. And now this is where we need our quantum entanglepores. We're just going to put this right here and be perfectly fine. So here we go. This is a kind of a complicated block, but I'll kind of show you how it works. So you go to your side configurations, and actually the front face is what we want for power output. So eject is on. So now when I connect these cables, well, hang on here. No. Well, for power, actually, I can put everything to output. I don't need any input for power. Although then, why aren't these cables working? That's strange. Oh, can have a world anchor upgrade on that. Did not know that. All right, so let me just set this. You have to name the network on this, so we're going to call this drill power. And you see now it has this channel known as drill power. Oh, you have to name the channel to connect the cable. That's what it is. So currently there's no power in this because it's not hooked up to our power supply back at the base. So we're going to do that, and now this is connected to this, but again, this isn't ready yet. And neither is this quite. So in order for this to actually work, it has to have a line of sight down to bedrock. Now, I don't think we're too far up from it. No, we're at Y level 34. So we're fairly close, but we're going to have to dig down and get it to bedrock. So we have to find the center. It has to be the center block that digs down to bedrock. Here it is, right here, the laser core. So we are going to do a fairly dangerous thing, and we are going to dig straight down. And if I die from this, I will laugh hysterically. I don't hear any lava, so that's a good sign, because I could just see myself digging right into some lava. I'm kind of listening as I dig down here. I may as well grab this redstone while we're down here. Okay, what Y level are we on? 5. We're really close. Okay, there's bedrock. Alright. So as long as this has a line of sight... Oh, and you see the laser lens just turned on. So there's our little green laser lens. And I don't have to be off camera. This area is concealed enough that I don't have to worry about it. And I'm just going to look down so we don't see anything up top. Okay, so there we go. And you can see our laser core is lit up here. It still doesn't have power, so it's currently still not doing anything. But we're going to fix that. So let's head back to the base. And we'll take our quantum entangle porter. And we'll come downstairs. And we're going to hop up here. This is our power output right over here. So we're going to drop the... Oh, well, we're going to fall down first. That's required. We're going to put the entangle porter right here. We have to choose the network. So see set. And then if you notice, for power, we are inputting on that side. We'll go ahead and have auto eject on. Now, if we go back over to our drill, drill area, here we go. This should be running now. Yes, you see it has power. Oh, and we already got our first piece of ore, lithium ore. So there we go. It will slowly produce ores and materials, and it will throw them in here for us. So, and you can do all kinds of setups with this chest. You could have like an ender chest up here leading back to your base. You could have, what I'll probably end up doing is either leaving this here for now, or I can pipe this actually into the quantum entangle porter and get the items out of the other one. I could do that. So, this just needs to run a long time. There we already got silver. See, it works fairly fast, too. It's not a super slow machine at all. Oh, and we already got our first piece of litherite. So yeah, this is pretty sweet. And, oh, I need... Well, I guess I don't have to do that right this second. But let me show you a little bit of this room. So this room, I'm going to eventually have 3 full-size drills in here. So you can kind of see how big of an area we are working out down here to dig out. And it's massive. This whole area's got to be carved out, including the upper area, because I need a bit more ceiling space around here. So this is going to be absolutely massive open cave when it's done. And I think you guys will like it once I finish it. It's going to be a little while. I'm planning to kind of work on digging this out some more later today, because at this point we're kind of just sitting here waiting for this, because we need another 80-ish litherite crystals to get a second miner set up. So I think we have enough redstone and iron and all that stuff to set up another one of these, but we're eventually going to need 3 of these. 2 void ore miners like this one. And then the other one is a void resource miner. And make sure you don't get these confused. See, this is void ore miner, this is void resource miner. They are not the same thing. The void resource miner, tier 1, this is used to get a special type of block called mica right here. And see, it only comes from void resource miners. This is used for different upgrades. See, some of the higher tier drills, you can upgrade these things, and they get you modifiers. So, for instance, this is an accuracy modifier, and how these work, for the cost of more power, this does require more power when you put these modifiers in your machines. For the cost of the accuracy modifier, it makes it to where your lasers more accurately drill for your color. So, like, this is a green laser, right? So, the accuracy modifier would make it to where you're more likely to get the products from that green laser. So in this case, we'd be more likely to get litherite. So you can see this does work pretty well. We've already gotten this much ore in the length of time we've been chatting down here. So let's see, where was I? Oh yes, on upgrades. So accuracy modifiers aren't too expensive. Piezo modifier we'll get into later. Accuracy modifiers don't require a whole lot of extra power, but there is one that does require a fair amount of power. No, not strength. No. No, some of these modifiers don't apply to the drills, so that's kind of where I'm... Some of these are for other stuff. Glowing, no. Speed modifier, here it is. So yeah, speed modifiers make the drills drill faster. And these add a significant amount of power consumption to the drill usage. The higher the tier, the more power it requires. And if you don't have any modifiers, you can't afford them, these null modifiers are what you put in their place. This means that it does nothing. So, you notice here, let me pull out my digital guide. You notice on the tier 2 Void Mire, it has a modifier you could do. So, and it shows you we could do accuracy, luck, null, or speed. And you see this requires more. Structure frame tier 2, not tier 1. Structure panels, 3 laser cores. You know, it's similar, but it just is more material. Now, the tricky thing on these upgrades is these require... Wow, you have to go all the way there to get speed. Okay. There's multiple tiers of this... There's crystals and whatnot. So, like, we start with litherite. Tier 2 is erodium. Tier 3 is chironite. Chironite. Tier 4 is palladium. Tier 5 is ionite. Tier 6 is aethium. Oh, so what's this Lonsdaleite? Oh, that's not bad. So you can get that. I thought you could get those quicker. So just some litherite and black quartz. So not super expensive. Dare I ask what luck modifier costs? Oh, okay. That's not awful, but a little high. But yeah, so these modifiers, if you want them, you do have to have this mica. And since that only comes from void resource miners, we're going to have to craft one of these at some point. Usually, I believe a tier 1 is enough for that, but the higher tiers would just give you more. And the void ore miners, I wonder if it'll show me what they can do. Let me see if it'll tell me what all this will get for us. See, the void resource miner is usually just normal blocks. So podzol, dirt, you saw grass back there, sand, cobblestone. You can get clay and obsidian. Netherrack, soul sand, mycelium, and stone, actually. Terracotta? Yeah, white terracotta. So lots of different terracotta. So these are not too valuable in terms of what they provide. Is that a sponge? It is. So yeah, they aren't too valuable for what they provide, but the mica alone is kind of forces you to build one of them. So yeah, we're just going to let this run, and it'll just keep chugging away. This diamond chest should be enough to hold just about anything this digs up, because these diamond chests are quite nice for what they provide. So we are almost out of time for today. Let me see if there's anything else I can cover real quick on environmental tech. Yes, there is actually. So another thing, and this is going to be some of the future of our energy generation eventually, this thing has solar arrays. There are solar panels you can create and create different arrays, sorry. And this will be eventually very powerful solar generation. Now the low tier solar panels, you see there's one for each crystal again, litherite, erodium, chironite, etc. The lower tier solar panels like litherite, they're not that impressive, to be fair. But once you get to around erodium or chironite, and it really does not take that long to get there, especially when you have a couple of these drills running. Once you get up to this tier of solar panel, you can pretty much switch your entire base over to solar panels if you wanted to. They're that powerful. And you see it's not super expensive. It's one of those interconnects. The photovoltaic cell is fairly cheap. It's just nether quartz and lapis lazuli. So that's not too bad. And you see each further tier uses the previous one and doesn't add much more to the construction. Just the new crystals and some more photovoltaic cells. And that's how it continues all the way up the board. So that's going to be a longer term goal for us. Our first priority is to get enough litherite to get 2 more of these drills set up. And also, before we end, something very important we're going to go look at. How's our power generation doing with this? Okay, you see we're outputting 1K now. So this thing takes nothing else is running. None of our smithing is running. Nothing of that nature is running upstairs. So this is... Oh, I know what this occasional flux is. That is our gas burning generator setup over there. So that's the pressurized reaction chamber, and that's the crusher over there. Occasionally turning off and on again to keep supplying that. But, so that drill is 1K per tick, approximately. So, as you can see, just that one gas burning generator we have, we could get more of these. And it would not be that difficult. All it is a waiting game. We just have to wait for the more litherite crystals. I really don't want to craft those again. That was really annoying, having to get all of the needed flowers for that and the dyes needed for that. So as you can see, we have quite a few of some of these Botania flowers now because of how much of that stuff we spammed to get it. So, yeah, I think that's going to about do it for this episode, but pretty soon... We're going to have to, with the addition of these void miners, we're going to need a different storage option. And that is going to take place in Applied Energistics 2. So, that's going to, we're probably going to get started on that next episode or the one after. See what I mean? How I kind of realized that the end is a bit further away than I thought. Not just because we need more draconium than we currently have. And we will be using these void miners to get draconium eventually. But yeah, we're gonna start setting up the Applied Energistics 2. And I'll give you in brief real quick what that is if you're unfamiliar with it perchance. Applied Energistics 2 it's actually a pretty old mod. It's been around for a while, and what it does is it basically lets you convert your items into computer data and store them in a digital storage format. So you actually basically get like hard drives almost, and you set up a mainframe computer type system to hold them, and you take your items and import them into it, and your items are now stored digitally, electronically. So they no longer take up room in your chests, they no longer are just laying around and jumbled around, and they're not in the drawers anymore unless you want them to be, and yeah, so it's all in a digital format. It's a pretty much the pinnacle for storage options in modded Minecraft. I freely admit I'm not an expert with it, although I do know enough to get a basic setup going on it, and I have done that before in the past. So that won't be too big of an issue. We're going to store our experience while we're here. So, yeah, we're going to probably get started on that within an episode or two. We'll see when I get done with this how far we are with the litherite miner over there. Wherever that, yeah, over there I think it is. So, I think that's going to about do it for today. So, I hope you all enjoy this, seeing environmental tech. And, yeah, now we have an infinite ore supply just running off of our power. So, this is going to slowly over time just be amazing for getting all the stuff we could ever want. So, let's see how this is doing real quick, and then we'll sign off. Yeah, look at that. We already got a piece of draconium, emerald. This thing's great, and this is the tier 1. They get better, faster, etc. with the higher tiers. For, of course, an increased cost in energy. Alright, so that's going to be it. So you all have a good day, and I will see you next time.